Okay, so I've already got the B in here. I've got 2 ounces. Gonna add another 2 ounces of A. We're gonna add our aggregate. This one's gonna be the 30 grit silica sand. We're gonna pour it in. So you see, I didn't have to mix it that long. It's only about 30 seconds. I'm just gonna start to pour this in our crack right here. Careful to continue moving the cup as I go. Yeah, I'm a little bit messy. Usually I'm a little cleaner than this. But I do overfill it a little bit because I want it to sink in and mash down and fill it completely and compact in there. Usually I do it a little bit cleaner than that, so sorry about that. But anyways, we're gonna overfill this a little bit. It's gonna sink in there, and then we're gonna wait about 20 minutes, come back and grind it clean. So this is the 30 grit silica sand. Okay, now we're gonna do the fine aggregate. This stuff is really, really cool. I enjoy mixing this up a lot. It's very easy to grind, gives you a super smooth finish, and it's actually really good for very fine detailed repairs as well. You can paint over the stuff after it's sanded and hardened. Works really good. So we're gonna show you this right now. When using the finer aggregate, I usually don't always do the 2-to-1. It usually doesn't take as much. It seems to fill up the epoxy more. So quite honestly, I'm gonna do probably about 5 to 6 ounces of this versus the standard 2-to-1 ratio. So 4 ounces of this, 8 ounces of aggregate. We're only gonna do about 5 to 6. All right, here we go. It's my favorite one. This stuff pours really easy, really smooth, really quick. You want to watch your crack here for about a minute after, because it's going to start to soak in and fill in, and you don't want to have it countersink. You always want to have a little bit overfilled, so that when it hardens and you grind it smooth, you don't have a countersink. So already some filled in, so I'm going to fill this in a little bit more. Okay, so we're good now. It's not sinking in anymore. You always want to overfill your crack just a little bit, spall, joint, what have you. So in case it does reverse mushroom and sink in there and countersink, it's not going to leave you with a flat, flush surface. And anything that countersinks, if you grind it flush and try and go over it, you're going to see that countersink. So you always want to make sure that it is full and flat and flush with your surface after you grind it. If it's not, I highly recommend you pour a little bit more in there, let it harden, and regrind it again. After this, we'll come back in about 20 minutes and we'll grind this thing flush. Thanks a lot. Okay guys, so it's pretty set, nice and hard. It's been actually a little less than 20 minutes, but like I said, the ambient temperature is going to kind of dictate how fast or slow this stuff sets up. So since it is a little bit warmer, we're in the summertime, it has kicked off a little bit faster, nice and solid, ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and grind this flush. Now, as you can see, I made it a point to be very, very careful to grind off everything, not only from the surface so it's flat and flush, but everything on the side as well. I don't want to leave it ever looking like this. I don't want a thin film. I don't even want it to feel virtually transparent where I can't even feel it, but I can still see it. Reason being is, whenever you leave anything outside the crack and you epoxy over it, a lot of times that can go through. Even through your epoxy, you might see an inch or two overlap over here. So you always want to grind the concrete completely clean, flush, and leave the crack repair only inside the crack of the joint. That's the only thing, that's the only place you want to leave it. Anything else stands a chance of telegraphing through. But if we get a close-up here, you might be able to see the sand. This is a rougher finish. It definitely feels like 100 grit sandpaper. Whereas this feels super fine, super smooth, almost like a piece of paper for its smoothness. It's very, very smooth. There's no texture at all. It is virtually seamless. You'll never be able to see or feel that after the epoxy goes down and it gets coated. That's the nice thing about this. But like I said, because it's so fine, it can be used on wood and metal. If you form it just right, sand it, repaint it, you'll never know it was even there. So I wanted to show you the two differences today with the different grits and how this works, but you saw how easily it grinded down. It's a very, very simple, user-friendly product. Sets up fast, does not delay you on the job site. I think you're gonna like it a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in today, learning about our new product, Rapid Mender. Feel free to hit like and subscribe below and tune in for our next video. Jason. Hey, it's the YouTube guys. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you very much once again for tuning into that last video. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button at the bottom and stay tuned for lots of other things. Let's take a look at this.